Hello, welcome to episode 19. This is really part 2 of episode 18. I started last time in 18 with some talk. Really, most of the episode was about the chooser and how the chooser is located in time and space. And we all navigate this world of time and space as well as the world of oneness. They're just different experienced. They're experienced as different realities. There is only one reality, and that's the reality of oneness. But in order to survive and interact in this world, we have to participate in something that science has proven to us is not real, is not true, and that is time and space. But since it's something we've been all raised to live by, it feels real, and to participate in life as we know it, we have to have the skills of time and space. And so it's nothing to fight, nothing to get rid of, just to realize, to know who the self is that is participating, the self with capital SELF. And this episode is going to be more about lesson 158, where it says, the script is written. Now, there are people in the course world, very well-respected people, who've made caveats to that. And I believe that Gary Renard is well known for having one of his inspirators, let's call it them, Arden and Juna. I think those are their names. It's been a while since I've read it. Where they said that because he did so much forgiveness, he didn't have to go to the movie that would have ended him in a car crash. Well, I'm not here to deliberate that. What makes sense to me, and that's all I'm here to do, is to talk about what it is the experience of living as though it's all written. And for me, there is so much relief to that. And yesterday, I began talking in episode 18 about the class I did yesterday, and I didn't really finish it in the episode, where we all talked about an experience that I'm going to give you now. So think about someone or something, a situation or a person who has disturbed you. Now think of them, see their body, think of what they said or did, how annoying they were, or how attacking they were, or how they hurt your feelings. And see yourself with all of your reaction. Now, what if you had no history with this person? It's gone, wiped out. They were new to you, brand new to you. They still looked like them, but they were new to you. But you also had no history with yourself. So even if this is a brand new situation, you bring to it your history with situations like that or with this person. Now, wipe out that history. It's all new. Now, yesterday in the class I did, we had a few people who couldn't quite wipe out the history. And I'll get to that in a minute. But for those of you who are experiencing right here, right now. No history of yourself, no history with this person, no history with this kind of situation. Now just breathe. Open. Allow the isness of this moment. It's neither good nor bad. It just is. And the next moment will just be as it is if we don't carry in our imagination something forward to the next moment. So make a note for what that was like for you. Many people in the class yesterday spoke of how it felt like a softening. It felt lighter. Some people were really surprised at how much ease they felt, how much friendliness they felt to the person and to themselves. One person said she had a headache for the last day or so that was at a 10, and about 8 of those points were immediately removed when her history was gone. Oh, that personal self takes on so much. So much is unnecessary. That leads us back to what if the script is written? And we'll come back to that. I want to give you a few pointers that came out when we dealt with the specific situations on the people who couldn't let go of the history with the person or the situation. In both cases, they were feeling a super amount of responsibility and control, a belief that they had control over these situations. So now we had to specifically, so wait, before I go on, I was going to say we had to let go of the history of believing they had control or responsibility over this. But what I was going to say is it's a great boon to realize when you can't let go of something, it still feels heavy on your chest, for example, or you still feel nervous or contracted or agitated in any way. You're not in the radical now. And when you're not in the radical now, you're not open to the oneness. And all it takes is that awareness that you're not, the neti of this is not it, to find what it is. Oneness is not control. Oneness is not an overly developed sense of responsibility for other people and other things. So the minute you see, oh, I can't let go of my history, good. Now I'm closer to where I really am. I'm closer to the portal that is going to allow me to traverse back to the oneness. Bravo. So you see, there are no wrong moments. There are no failures in this pursuit of knowing the self. And knowing the self is knowing the oneness. Knowing the self is not knowing personal characteristics or time and space. I did this, I did that, accomplished this, I failed at that. No, the self is what knows those other things. Those are all experiences. The self is what knows our experiences. So now we have the gift of being able to drop into the script is written. If there's no history with anyone or anything, I am so open then to the script is written. Why not? I now know that oneness does not include control over myself or other people. It's not controlling, it's allowing the movement of life. The script is written doesn't mean we lay there and do nothing. The script is written means that we are moved, we are being lived, we are being breathed, we are what the script is, and all is well. Does that mean there aren't storms? No, of course there are storms, but every storm has no resistance. It just is. We are one with the one. We are one with the script. We are all powerful as we are being moved because we are what God is. So we are the emissaries of God in this world. We are light. We are power. We are a neutral force. We are not here to make people do anything. We are here to be the movement. Sometimes we'll be leaders. Sometimes we'll be followers. Sometimes we'll be creators. Sometimes we'll be the receivers of creation. It's a reciprocal universe, and we're in an alive way part of it. And that aliveness is to have all of our feelings. I know that spiritual seekers often have the view that they'll have only the nice feelings. We were meant to have all our feelings, but we don't need to make meaning of them. That's what gets us into trouble. The emotion, as I've said before in these episodes, the emotion lasts 90 seconds. What lasts longer is when we create stories about them, the emotion. Oh, I'm a bad person. I just yelled at that person, or I'm a bad person. I was mad, or I need to choose again and be more kind, and blah, 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 blah. Just allow what is. And then we have a new second right upon that. What's it like for you when the script is written? Do you feel more free? Do you feel more whole? Do you feel more honest? Do you feel more capable of receiving? Does giving and receiving seem the same? When the script is written, do you now know that anything is possible? That you are a conduit. The next person is a conduit. And all is the isness of this moment. How great is that? How does that compare with some ideal universe that I think I'm in charge of? I need to improve myself. I need to do better. I need to get more. I need to be more, or I need to be less, or I need. I want. Never enough. Always more. always lacking. You choose if there's a chooser, but which sounds better? I encourage you to try it on. And let's try it on right now in meditation. So let's take these bodies that we used to think of as being heavy, made of material stuff. And let's consider that if they're energy, like science says they are, that maybe that we're made of light in the sense that we are reflective and we can be seen through. Luminescent is a word that's used sometimes. And what if we're also empty rather than filled with this material stuff that we used to believe in, that science can't find? So now we're light, we're luminescent, we're empty, except for the water that slashes around, splashes around inside, even though we're not aware of it. We're a flow, and we can be resplendent in that flow, and we can be a demonstration of a flow that interacts with other people, other places, other things, other galaxies, the sun, the moon, the earth, the sky, the clouds, the weather, flowing back and forth, held by the air, held by the room, held by the world, the air outside, welcomed by all in the flow, allowing all to be, knowing that there are no problems and no worries because the script is written. How lucky are we to be part of a world where people are waking up. They're learning that we are one being, alive, vibrant, loving, a world of no opposites. Oneness is not the opposite of two-ness. Oneness has no opposite, it just is. Oneness and freedom are the same. Freedom seems to have an opposite, but actually freedom just allows. Freedom is another word for oneness, because oneness doesn't always feel good. It always ends up good. But sometimes there's a process with oneness. We live in the world, and as a oneness coach, I claim oneness as my home. It's my home, so I always return. But we leave home now and again, and that makes life even more fun. And leaving home means that not every moment feels peaceful, but by living in awareness, local awareness, that comments on my current state, I can return in an instant to oneness just by seeing tightness, just by seeing constriction, just by seeing a reaction of, I don't like this. I don't like this, can be turned in a flash into isness without judging the self that said, I don't like, and without liking it, actually. Awareness just allows the not liking to be poured through, like as though I was a sieve and nothing held on. It just poured right through me once the holes opened up from awareness. I encourage you, if you're a fan of oneness, to listen to more about oneness and surround yourself with people who are dedicated to living in oneness or returning to oneness. It makes a difference. I used to be a very isolated person, and now I understand that oneness lives in community. We aren't meant to get it and keep it to ourselves, nor are we meant to preach it and try push it on people, because that's not oneness. Oneness is knowing that we're a conduit of the one, that we're filled to overfilling, and we have enough to share whenever it's desired or requested. Feel yourself part of the one. You are always part of the one, no matter what's going on with you, because oneness includes every kind of feeling, every kind of experience. Oneness actually includes the silliness of this world. I know some places in the Course it mentions that God knows nothing of this world, but there's not a person named God, and everything is made of awareness. Sometimes in the localization, awareness is cut off from the knowing of itself. But let's not think of oneness or awareness or God as a kind of being, a person kind of person being. Because we get off the mark, we start thinking of ourselves as little and God is big. And pretty soon we're a person with a father. And pretty soon we're feeling as personal people do, which is not good enough. So I invite you today to be all power, luminescent, empty, but filled with your God self, with all power to be and know all that comes to you, to be the light, and to know that will be moved and spoken through at every moment. And in grace and gratitude, we all say Amen to the oneness. Enjoy your time in oneness, my friend. Bye-bye for today.